Hey, what's up everybody? How's it going? This is Chris, aka VossiPlay, and we're still playing Tokyo Dark. I don't know for how long, but I think we have only a little bit left to go. So in the last session we talked with Grandma here, with the grandma of Mai, about the mask and whatever, a bit about the past as well. And now we have Mai in our tow, although we can't see her right now, and we have to talk to her brother. So this motherfucker won't talk to us. Alright. What the fuck? Whoa, where do you think you're going? Mai and I are leaving. What of it? Oh, well, you can't. I got a call from Mai's grandmother and she says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again, but it must be pretty bad if she called. Mai's an adult. Her grandmother can't keep her here. Let's go. No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere. Dude, what the fuck, man? Just, dude, look at this, man. Totally. Okay. I don't know, you use violence. Dude, I cannot do anything else here. Dude, where are my options? Why I can only use violence? I mean, sure, this guy's annoying as fuck, but... come on. Alright. I guess that's it. Nice professionalism. Ito, what are you doing? Is he going to be okay? This tricked me. This is a bug here, so at this. He'll be up again in a few hours. Why did he stop us like that? He's never done that before. Still, you shouldn't have done that. He'll be fine. Let's go. Wait, I can just leave him here. What if he's hurt? Aye, let's go. He might not be the only one who wants to stop us. But I mean, let's go. Yeah, man, I didn't have any choice. Again. This kinda sucks, man. Where was I? All these names, man. Akazuka, Asakusa. Kabuki. Where was I? Right here. I think I am, yeah. Alright. Enter. Hi, what are you doing here? Did she make you come? It's not like that, Takashi. It was my idea. I asked her to come talk with you, but you sent her away. This woman almost got you killed. You expect me to cooperate with her? Surely if you need to talk to me, you can come yourself. My sister doesn't need to be involved. No, if I came alone, you'd just debate all my questions like you always do. Besides, there's something I need you to see. See what? What are you talking about? Where did you get that? Put it away. So, you do know what it is. I knew you were hiding something from me. That's not true. I wasn't hiding it. It's not something you'd ever need to know about. Besides, why is she carrying it in the first place? Wait, don't change the subject. This isn't about Ito. I understand that you're upset with me, but we should talk about this another time. Furthermore, that mask has nothing to do with you. You're wrong. Back in April, when Mai was held at knife point by another girl, it was this mask she was after. A mask your family is connected to. Looking for it? I suppose I've been a fool to think I could keep the truth of our family's past away from you. The past? Does this have to do with Mom and Dad? Yes, and so much more. I first saw the mask when I was a child, before you were born. Truth is, it belonged to a cult called the Kamenkai, which our parents were members. A cult? You're kidding! How your parents get mixed up in that? I know how it sounds. I find it hard to believe myself. They were a group led by a guru named Tokimasa, who promised a simpler life away from the hypocrisy and falseness of city life. Our parents both had master's degrees and my mother was on her way to earning her PhD. They chose to give up their lives and their careers to follow some mystic and live on a compound instead. The Kamenkai were one of many such groups back then. I was a child and didn't understand, but thinking about how our parents were deceived and what they put me and Mai through, it's unforgivable. The mask was on the compound, but for what purpose or what they believed it could do, I don't know. Do you think there are any members of the Kamenkai left, no? No, you see, there are no surviving members. They died, all of them, including our parents. I'm sorry, I don't remember much about it. One night, Grandma came into the room where we were sleeping, saying we had to go. The compound was in the woods, so it was dark and I could barely see, but but she kept charging forward with Mai in her arms and me dragging behind. When we were back in Tokyo several days later, Grandma told me that our parents were dead. She didn't seem sad, it was as if she suspected it. The government censored much of what happened, so I was never able to learn how they died. Me and Grandma didn't speak of it, ignoring it as if my childhood and everything that happened in those woods was all a bad dream. If it weren't for her, we'd probably be dead with our parents, but ignoring it couldn't erase the anger I felt towards them. I wonder if they even cared what might happen to us. As a high schooler, I spent more time trying to find out about the kamikai than I did studying. I thought that if I could understand when parents so willingly gave up their lives and abandoned us, I'd stop feeling so betrayed. But I was wrong. Nothing I found gave me any peace. Mom and Dad died as part of some cult? I don't believe it. It's true. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I guess that in hiding it from you, I was able to hide away my feelings as well. I think for Grandma it was too painful to talk about. I believe she took possession of the shrine in order to live a simpler life. We had to keep it secret. There's no way we could live a normal life with the stigma of the kamikai attached to us. I suppose keeping that secret hurt to us both, clearly. For me, pursuing Kendo gave me some measure of control over my life again. Grandma, who made a choice to leave her only daughter behind, she always seemed to carry the guilt of it with her. She started going out at night, babbling about how she was looking for Mom. When she came home, she would have rotten stink on her clothes. I was too scared to confront her, so I tipped off the police. They found her wandering in the sewers, holding nothing but the mask. Same one from the cult compound all those years before, and the one you hold now. I was shocked when they gave it to me. I hadn't seen it for so long, and all the unpleasant memories from my past came flooding back. That was when I decided to leave Kamakura. It was the only way I could move on with my life. That doesn't account for how the mask ended up with your grandmother in the first place. I don't know how she got it. It seemingly appeared out of thin air, or maybe someone gave it to her. She never said. I left the mask with her. It always made me uneasy. It had a strange aura about it. Wait, Grandma was looking for Mom? In the sewers? I don't remember any of this. We were in the dorms at your school at the time. Grandma's strange behavior was part of it, why I insisted on you going to those private schools away from Kamakura. I couldn't drag you into the madness of our past. We parted ways without even speaking of it, and she was much better by the time you returned to Kamakura. Detective, what exactly is it that you're looking for? Surely our family's history isn't of use to you? I assume you've heard about what happened to my partner. This mask was there again when he died. More than an ornament, I need to know where it came from. If that's true, then I want to help. Your partner, he seemed like a nice person. No, Mai. You've helped plenty, but I have to do this on my own. Ito is right. I apologize for not telling you all this sooner, but you can't be involved in something so dangerous. I already thought I'd lost you that day at the shrine. I wouldn't forgive myself if something happened to you now. Alright. Thank you for finally telling me the truth, Takashi. I'll head back for now. I hope you remember that I'm your sister. I may not remember the same things you do. We're still family. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for your help, Mai. You're right, Mai. I'll come visit you soon. It looked like she's gone. Mai's not here. There's no need to be coy. No doubt taking possession of that mask has taken its toll on you. Even in the brief time I was in contact with it, I felt an immense darkness behind it. I had such strange dreams and saw things I never would have dreamed of on my own. There was always an unusual air about it that I couldn't stand to be around. Maybe lying to Mai again makes me a hypocrite. All I know is I don't want her getting hurt. But like you said, I don't believe that mask is simply wood and paint, though I doubt anyone else would believe. No one ever did, except for one man. On this street there's an old tea shop. Perhaps you saw it on the way in? An old historian named Yasuhisa is there occasionally. He was the only one who ever acknowledged what I said about the mask as true. If you're looking for information on the mask, he may be the best person to ask. I never pursued the topic with him, but I speak with him occasionally on other topics. His mind is a vault of valuable information. Hopefully he can shed some light on the way it really is. I hope so, but please, detective, be careful. Alright, so we got another lead. We have to talk to this tea shop owner. So it should be here, right? That on this street here? Ah, here. Enter tea shop. Okay, who's that guy? Welcome! Come in! Do sit down! No need to be so formal and stand there like a statue. How can I help you? Are you Yasuhisa? Takashi told me to come speak with you. Oh, and how is Mr. Kawana? Still prickly as ever, I suppose. I've always found him to be wise beyond his years, or perhaps not by choice. I digress. My apologies. The quirks that come with old age, you know. Mr. Kawana, think I can help you with. I'm looking into a few things related to the Kamenkai. Group his family got mixed up in. Ah, a more difficult answer than you might expect. See, there are two groups that share that name. The first, as you know, is the religious group formed by the guru Tokimasa. The second is an ancient order over 1,000 years old. What's that you're holding? I was told it's related to the Kamenkai, the newer one, and that you could tell me about it. Ah, that explains many things, child. The far-off look in your eyes, for one. I imagine you have many questions. Masks are interesting, are they not? They are meant to be a disguise, and yet a mask cannot lie or contort itself to hide the truth. In that sense, it is the mask that is more truthful than the human faces we hide underneath them. I wonder how you came to be in possession of an object with such a dark history. I think it might be related to a missing person, but I don't know anything about it beyond that. But that itself is the essence of history. Layers upon layers of personal connections that are continuously peeled back to their root. Relics like the one you hold often take unusual routes to where they end up. Relic? If it's from the Kamenkai cult from the 90s, then I'd hardly call it a relic. Misguided and deceptive as he was, Tokimasa was no fool. In order to gain new followers, he needed to give his cult historical legitimacy. He collected obscure objects and gave them new meanings that they could control in order to manipulate his followers. The mask was what he chose, along with the name of the group that created it. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I guess so. Only, I guess I was hoping you could tell me some other things about it. For instance? Like why... Now that I'm about to say it out loud, it sounds silly. I'm sorry I bothered you. It's silly. I wonder, for example, why holding the mask seems to take you to another place? Or perhaps why you can see visions that don't seem real? Why you feel a strong will exerting itself on you? Oh yes, I know all about those things too. How could you know about that? When Tokimasa was in possession of it, he believed it showed him a path to the realm of the gods. He wrote extensively on the subject. Though unlike most, I don't discount such phenomena as the ravings of a madman. Phenomena repeat itself. Do you look into the inky blackness and see familiar shapes in the shadows? Not shadows. I see and hear people who are supposed to be dead. I find things I couldn't possibly have found otherwise. Most interesting. Tell me, detective. Oh, apologize. Do you mind if I call you that? I don't remember telling you I was a detective. Ha! My mistake. You must forgive me. A slip of the tongue. It's very dodgy. I believe it was the way you carried yourself. Determined investigators such as yourself had such a sense of purpose in their mannerisms, see? And you do seem rather determined to get to the bottom of whatever it is you're chasing. Tell me, does me telling you that your experiences are not an illusion provide you any level of comfort? I'm not sure, but I do feel something. Maybe hope? It's like I finally got a foothold on solid ground. Highest knowledge is a light in dark places, not. To think a relic of such import would end up with a detective. Do you mind if I ask you something? Which do you believe? Are our lives controlled by fate? Pre-measured threats that determine our deeds, or wishes and our wishes and our ends the minute we come into existence? Or conversely, is our threat subject to our chaos, to the chaos inherent in our universe instead, to change according to our deeds, that which happens to us seemingly by accident? Do you believe it is fate or chance that decided which thread or life are cut short, which are followed? I'm not a believer in fate. I'm not a believer in fate. I'm a believer in chance and chaos, actually. Also in real life, so I will turn chance. Yes, of course. Maybe you feel your life has been somewhat out of your control as of late. Bro, huh? To be honest, I don't feel like I've had much of that since the mask came to me. That the mask was made by the old Kamenkai. Why? Choosing me can't be the purpose it was made for. Ah, yes, a more complicated answer than you might have wished for. Indeed, it should come as no surprise that the creation of such a mysterious object is equally enigmatic. Perhaps you could do me a favor. Don't worry, it is in relation to this very topic. An important book has gone missing from my shop. You could retrieve it for me. I feel it could shine a great deal of light on the subject. What kind of book? A book of the missing variety. I'm sorry, I jest. It concerns the mask bearer. Mask bearer? Huh? That's me, right? Though you carry it, that does not make you its bearer. All will become clear when the book is returned to me. Sounds easy enough. Where can I start looking? Oh, you needn't go far. The man who has it is right outside this building. In fact, as I said, it's not much of an errand, but, of course, cannot leave my shop. Right outside? This won't take long. I'll be right back. Okay. Man, always these fucking errands here. So outside, either there's some, no, it's not here, but maybe then this guy. Ask about tea shop. Or is there someone else? Nope. So it must be him. The old tea shop next door? Isn't that place closed down? Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it? Pure conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street on account of him being the only one I ever see in there. You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him in there chatting away to himself. Possibly he's a little nuts. Then again, it might be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Oh man, why didn't I think of that before? Next time I ought to ask him for some pointers instead of spying on him, eh? Word through the grapevine is that he's a regional champion or something and has trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not crazy after all. Speaking of which, I have a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you know anything about a book taken from there? Maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. Oh jeez. Go on. Like I said, the place has been empty for years. But you know, I spent a lot of time outside it, and half the time the door's wide open. So one day, a few months back, I decided to take a look around. Nothing suspicious or nothing. I was just curious, is all. Curiosity killed the cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and old, and there was all sorts of weird stuff laying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, so I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. It was for my kid brother. That guy can't get deep into the dumps sometimes, so I try to be on standby for when that happens, you know? So I figured a little gift would cheer him up. And back then he was going through some particularly tough times. His bitch wife, pardon my language, miss, had left him and taken their kid daughter with her. Still doesn't talk about it, like he's in denial or something. Oops, got off track again. I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I get this phone call saying he was in the hospital. He OD'd on expensive sake and sleeping pills. Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns, door unlocked. A customer came in and called an ambulance. If it weren't for that, I'm not sure if he'd still be here. Quite the story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found. Yeah, I think so too. I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in the hospital. Tried to show him that even when he was at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him. I think it helped, for a minute anyhow. As soon as the doctors let him leave, he went right back to the toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother and I worry about him. He's not been answering my phone calls lately. Originally my brother's bitch ex-wife, sorry again, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in a cheap part of town. Despite that, he's holding on to it with everything he's got. The place is slowly bankrupting me, but he won't let it go. All he has to do is sign some paper and move on, but he can't. Something about it had his claws sank deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef and we could make a killing. Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passers-by and getting some sunshine is good for the soul. Plus, food stands are doing really well abroad, I hear. Much better than wasting away in Shinjuku at any rate. Yeah, in a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he probably still got it at his place. Want the address? Wait, I knew you look familiar. Your brother's Daiso, right? You know him? Small world. It was probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Tell him his brother Haruto says hi. While you're at it, tell him that takoyaki stands are still in the future of cuisine and to get his butt over here. I'll do that. Thanks for all your help. Oh, dude, man. it could have been over in like 1 minute, but instead, man, these developers, they are some half-asses. Okay, so where do I need to go? You see, there's so much information, so much unnecessary information that I'm off. So he's in a bar. He talked about Shinjuku, right? So much unnecessary information, dude. Just come straight to the point. He OD'd, whatever. He's in a bar. Give you the address, whatever. Is this guy? Wait a minute. Is this guy here? What about this guy? Ah, yeah, here it is. Hi, Ayami. How can I help you today? Hey, Daiso. Oh, thanks. Oh, you know, Semo. Funny thing, I met your brother while I was in Asakusa today. Haruto? You met Haruto? What are the chances? Who knows? It was pretty random. Huh. Would have thought. So, he's still selling takoyaki at his stand? Did he say anything? Yes. He said to remind you that takoyaki stands are the future of cuisine and that you should go and help him. Yeah, you talked to Haruto, right? Always the optimist, that guy. I actually have a favor to ask you. You still have the book your brother gave you a few months ago? Huh. The only thing that guy gives me is headaches. Not sure if I can help you, Ayami. He said he gave it to you when you were in the hospital. Oh, what makes you think I was in the hospital? I don't even go to the hospital for checkups. Besides, that doll's bringing me stuff all the time. Always trying to drag me kicking and screaming over to where the grass is greener. This would have been more recently. After a rough patch. Maybe it was stupid to come and ask. Oh, no, it's fine. Ah, that idiot, always running his mouth. Friggin' traitor. Those were just some hard times, nothing serious. I just drank too much is all. I'm sorry, detective, but I don't want to talk about it. Alright, understood. I'm not here to dig up bad memories, Daiso. Thanks. You said you were looking for a book, right? Truth is, I don't remember a book. I do remember Haruto giving me an old magazine back in the hospital. It was one of the ones I used to read when I was younger. Things weren't quite so complicated. Wait there a second. I may have it in the storeroom still. Dang it. Sorry, Ayami. Hold on a sec. Amazing how much junk someone accumulates over the years. Maybe I should throw some of this old stuff out, huh? Here it is. Uh-huh. It's yours, detective. Huh. Hey, no wonder I recognize that photo you brought by. It's the same girl, an idol named Ruby. Ina. No, Ruby. See? It says to the right there on the cover. Pretty crazy that it was still in my shop. Guess that means you're still looking for her. I wonder why we keep running into each other. Weird luck, I guess. I don't buy it. You're a hell of a detective. You must have a pretty sharp nose. If you say so, Daiso. Do you mind if I take this? Like I said, it's yours. About time I started getting rid of some of my old junk. Thank you. You're on, Ayami. Take care, Daiso. Okay. I don't know if I should end the session now. It's a bit early, or the return. I think I will turn and get this under wraps. Okay, so now we have the book and we can go talk to him. Ah, welcome back, detective. That my book I see in your hands. Guess I'm a little surprised. Are you trying to tell me Reina is the mask bearer you talked about? That's hard to believe. Does it surprise you? After all, it is she who you see in the dark, is it not? Dark. I thought the collector called it too. How'd Reina get tied up in all this? I only know that someone the girl's path and the mask collided as if by chance. What circumstances led to this intersection are a mystery, I'm afraid. People always see the history as something in the distant past involving old men in black and white pictures. But that book and the girl are as much a part of history as the rest. The threads that connect the past to the present and people to each other are not always apparent. But peel back the layers of connection and the randomness of our universe neatly orders itself. A teen idol, an ancient order, the tool they created, and the detective who holds it now all forming a neat, tidy line. Reina was some sort of idol living in Tokyo, not part of a sleeper cell of some cult. Doesn't add up. On that, detective, we can agree. So why don't we start at the beginning? How the mask ceased to be a mere object. The story starts in ancient times in the year 1333. At that time, Kamakura was the capital of Japan. Led by the Hojo clan, it was a time of peace, prosperity and enlightenment. Peace among men is cyclical, and like so many before them, so many after, their time of peace came to an end. The Nitta clan, loyal to Emperor Go-Daigo, led a siege against the Hojo-controlled Kamakura, taking the city as the tide receded, leaving a key passage open to the invaders. The Hojo clan fled to the cave of their family temple. For them, there was no hope of victory or escape. They chose to retain their honor. Instead of surrendering, the 870 Hojo samurai, including the last 3 regents, committed mass suicide. However, the Hojo and Nitta clans, embroiled in their quest for empire, could not see the role they played in the plans of another group, a religious sect known as the Kamikai. It is said that in the flames of Kamakura, a girl was seen wandering the streets, observing the carnage of the burning city. A girl lost to the histories by the name of Chikako Chichiyo, the last survivor of the Kamikai. Okay, so whatever the Kamikai were trying to do, they failed. I mean, they all died, right? No, they did not fail. Everything went exactly as planned. Chikako Chichiyo did not survive by any chance. She was chosen. Chosen for what? To receive the blessing of all the spiritual energy that so much death afforded. To become the first mask bearer. Mask bearer. Kamikai used the death of all those people to create this? Why? Legend has it the Kamikai sought to contain the door, a rift leading to the spiritual realm where our consciousness ceases to be and time holds no meaning. A place where cause and effect could be changed. Why? Why spend so much human life and give up so much to do that? Stop it from being abused. Imagine being able to see the world as a god, so that the flow of time and the rules which govern our world are of no consequence. This is the power of the door. To a mortal mind obsessed with the finality of death and meaningless accomplishment, such power would corrupt absolutely. Power over death. So a dark place was created to obscure the door and hide it from mortal eyes, along with a tool to control and see within the darkness. It's true, all of it. Not like a fairy tale, but it's true. Finding the door could be the key to bringing Tanaka back. Some doors, no matter how strong they call to us, are not meant to be opened. The Kamikai willingly gave their lives to keep it that way. The mask opens the mind to all who came in contact with it, but it is intended for its bearer. Using it to find the door may destroy you. Maybe you're right, but I could at least use it to find my way in the dark. Like the collector said, the only thing I don't get is how Reina is connected to it. That is a mystery. As Mr. Kawana told you, the last known location of the mask was the Kamikai cult only a few decades ago. Much was suppressed about the Kamikai under Tokimasa. They existed, and then on March 4th, 1996, they met their end. There were many theories. The police killed them during the raid of the compound, that someone within the cult had snapped and murdered the others. Nothing but conjecture, I'm afraid. The real answer lies somewhere deep within the police records, and though I remain curious, it is not something I have access to. Perhaps the best place to start is there. Finding out about the last days of the Kamikai may help light your path to truth. Though I wonder if such an object bred from suffering can truly put an end to it. Is it you who can finally break this terrible cycle? I spent a long time here. I'm tired. So tired. Farewell, detective. Investigation +5. Alright, let's go out here. Maybe a little monologue? Yes. Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasuhisa casually laid out everything that I've experienced like he was reading it out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, and a door to the spiritual realm. It sounds like a myth, an interesting story told to travelers in a bygone era. It's hard to believe it relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can't see it. The bridge between the Kamakura samurai and the young girl. It said Reina fit into the story. She's a mask bearer. How? Yasuhisa, the collector. I thought when I'd met them, I'd entered their world and could start to understand. However faintly. But my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me still. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these beats? Day turns to night, the hours bleed into each other. Even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. Ugh, my head. Maybe I should take my medication? Possible as it seems. Following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understanding the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what happened to the Kamikai. Finding the police report is the way forward. A few weeks ago, it would have been easy to ask Ron and put a fire. It'll be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that can happen? I should head to the police HQ and see what I can find. Alright, we will do just that, but of course in the next episode. So we have another lead. We have to get to police HQ and pull the file, the report on the death of the cult back in 1996. And maybe then this will shed some light onto recent events here. And yeah, I hope this finally comes to a conclusion, because it's a bit expanding now. I mean, the story, yes, it's very good. It's an interesting story, but due to the long extended dialogues, it gets a bit fatiguing, a bit boring even. And this is unfortunately. So I hope we will get to the bottom of this very soon. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day and see you on the next episode. Take care.